Yeah, it's Otto. I was just I was waiting for Jay to talk, but I can go if that's okay.
Yeah, yeah. What just share the progress that you made, the success that you've had through
Okay.
the first week. We'll try to keep it short because we're going to move right into pretty much everybody else that has had the success as well.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Mm,
So I've been practicing the protocols for the last few months. I have been successful after a few tries, and basically I'm just following the steps that you're sharing. Now, what happened this week for me was very interesting because it's the first time that I get I have an OBE. Um, sorry, that I get a sleep paralysis.
yeah.
So it's the first time. I know that you've been saying that for a while. Now this week I practiced focusing on the number that someone wrote on a piece of paper.
Yep.
So I asked my daughter to write it down on a piece of paper and she put it right next to my bedside table. And on that same night, I I was just focusing on following the protocol. On top of that, focusing on that piece of paper that was right next to me, and I was able to have an OBE, and I got out. But I think that before the OBE, I had an idea when I was focusing on the piece of paper on the number.
Mm,
I had a vision, and it looked like a downward seven, but I wasn't 100% sure if it was the number that she wrote on a piece of paper,
mm.
because it didn't look like I left a piece of paper. I was just thinking I was going to have the OBE. I'm going to go back to my room and I'm going to grab the piece of paper and I'm going to be able to read it. That's what I thought it was going to happen. So I got out of the room during the OBE, and I was just waiting out of the room thinking, well, I don't want to go back to the room now because I don't want to see myself in bed and wake up before I actually grab the piece of paper.
Yep.
So on that, I didn't see the piece of paper the following day, and I put it outside in the living room, and I had not seen the piece of paper, but until yesterday when I was on my own at home, and I was like, it was a number seven. That's what I saw, but I wasn't 100% sure again because it looked like a structure and it was a downward seven. And when I grabbed the piece of paper, it's a number seven, but it looks like a downward seven. As you can see here, there's a text, right?
Yes. Yeah.
My daughter wrote in there a while ago, and she probably grabbed the piece of paper and wrote it like this. So I'm just thinking that the reason why I saw it as a downward seven is because she grabbed the piece of paper and wrote it like that. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Yeah. So you're seeing also please keep that as a pin by the way too. Because I'm yeah, we're actually gonna do things a little bit differently. Um so that's perfect, man, because what you're seeing what she wrote sort of backwards, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that this is why I said before with the numbers and the targets, small things, you're going to see it's basically going to be that. I remember someone writing something on a piece of paper like one to nine, and I was actually seeing the number, but I was actually seeing the whole signature of that individual. As soon as they put their imprint, their mark on that, like their thought forms, sort of things that they're thinking in the past, all was there as well. So was that coming through at all through that? Like, were
So
you able
what
to
is it?
pick up?
Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, were you able to pick up anything else other than the number? So you got the number accurate of what she wrote, but were you able to pick up any thought forms of her at all? Anything?
Not really. All I saw was it looked like a that this downward seven, it looked like a structure. It looked like and what I mean by structure, like a metallic sort of structure that was that downward seven. And I remember when I saw it, I thought right away it's like maybe it's a number seven,
Mm,
but I didn't want to look at it because I thought like I did it wrong. And it
Yeah.
was only after 3 days that I found out that actually it's a number 7.
Got it.
But any other thought form? Not really.
Okay. Okay. Well, congratulations on the small on that success. Because this is what I'm talking about. So that small one. Now, when you do this, the third week that we're doing, you're going to do the same thing. Focus on the target 1 to 9. Do the same process over again, and that small success now that you know that you could do it isn't just going to compound. Yeah. So yeah, just keep on doing what you're doing because that's solid. So congratulations. But I'm going to move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we have Marie.
Yeah, you should be able to hear me now. Cool. All right, so thank you very much, Darius. Yeah, this week's been really amazing. It really encouraged me to do it with a group. I really could feel the energy from that. So starting off from this week, past Saturday, right after the webinar, I really like to combine Protocol 1 with Protocol 3. So I use Protocol 1 again, just right after the webinar. And went great actually. And that night, and then I actually reminded your tip again, like, okay, it's all about focus. You said just keep focusing, keep focusing.
Yep.
Yeah. So before I looked at my hand and said the phrase like, okay, you're conscious and aware here now. And then again, I gained a lot of focus. So I kept navigating. And actually once I went through a wall, like, okay, I want to escape this bubble, like you said, I want to escape
your
my
field.
own dimensional space.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And then I went through the wall and I was completely in the void, like completely in the blackness. And I was not freaked out there. And I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then, so now I know next time what to do again, because it's all about focus. And what I did last time is like, okay, I'm walking around a lot and trying to find the exit before actually bringing all the focus in and the 100% consciousness. So it actually turns in OBE. And one time before, I also had like focusing on my hand, and then I fell back in my body and I was in sleep paralysis. So I really know how to navigate now in that. So that was that experience actually the first night. And last evening,
once you pop out, it feels like you're falling back, and then you just hit the bed with your body. Yeah,
exactly. So
so it's interesting. So you set up you doing the workshop stuff. So we set up a target, and then all of a sudden, first day, bam, you're already
boom.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And then about the number, I asked my mother to put her number in the room, and that didn't really work. And last night I put a deck of cards from the number 2 to 10, actually, because there's no 1. And last night I had the dream about the number 10, like I won the lottery, and it was 10. And then I woke up in the morning, I saw the number 10 lying there. I was like, oh, okay, what the fuck? So
there you go.
Nice.
So what that is automatically when you're dreaming, you're in your dimensional space. So you're still picking up what's going around in the field, in your immediate field, in your room. So this is where you'll start to see things popping in your space, in your dream space, but it could be thought forms from other people, things that's going on with you. And so you already had that intention to view that number, and automatically that's coming right into your field. Now, what you could have done is you could practice in the protocols, pop out, probably go back into sleep paralysis in the body, and then come out of your body to view what's actually the card physically on the table or whatever, and actually view it. But that's what was happening, coming right into that field. So congratulations, man.
Thank you. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mine might be, I don't know if it's a hybrid, if I was completely out of body, but it felt like I was really getting stressed out trying to focus so much attention on when will sleep paralysis set in. So one night I was trying to just not worry about it and fall asleep. And I thought, oh, I'm not going to worry about it at all. I'm just going to lie on my side. And as soon as I turned over to my side, I could hear that loud buzzing and the electrical feeling and like the energy in the air, and it just got really thick all around me. And then I felt like I was coming out of body, and it was like I was narrating your instructions, like, okay, make sure you go slow, focus on one thing. So I was focusing on my feet, and I could feel myself coming out. Then I felt like it was almost like when you're at the ocean and trying to catch a wave for body surfing. and just to get that sweet spot and not go too fast, not go too heavy into the
Yes.
wave.
Yeah.
And then I felt my body come out completely, almost. It felt almost like my left arm and left side of my head were just extra heavy. And then I said, don't
The
look in the
soul,
mirror.
yeah, the when the soul's coming out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all right, that's the density that I was talking about, like that heaviness. Yeah. Okay.
Really heavy.
Yeah.
And there's mirror doors right by the side of my bed. So as I'm getting out of body, I said, don't look in the mirror. It might be too shocking and I'll jump right back in body. So I didn't, but I thought, do I want to look back at myself? I'm like, yeah, I think I can. So I looked back, saw myself lying in bed. I'm like, okay, now just leave the room. So I left the room and got into the living room. And again, it was just so thick and so heavy, but especially my left arm, shoulder, and left half of my face, like even my left eye felt like, why can't I open my left eye? But unfortunately, that's where I left it, was just asking myself, why can't I open my left eye? So next time I want to remember more, like, just focus on something, look at your hands, really come to 100% consciousness out of body. Because I did have the heaviness, I did feel out of body, I was walking around my house, but then I was questioning, well, the thing that happened after that, I looked out my window and saw a truck and a car down the driveway, and I thought, well, I don't want to go out there because I don't know who they are. But forgetting that if it's just my soul, they're probably not even going to see me. But just that thought, then I popped back into my body.
Yeah. Okay. So this is this is, first of all, congratulations. But this is the stuff that I talked about before. Once you come out and you're aware that you're out, you like, do not second guess it, because you could have looked right back at the bed, saw yourself out. You're clearly out of your body. But if you start second guessing it at any point, this is where you'll start to pull yourself back in. And this is where you got pulled back into your body and woke up. If you were to walk out and view whatever was going on outside, it would have probably been what's going on in real time. And then you could have popped back in your body and confirm and look and see. But yeah, just do not second guess. Once you're out and you know that you're out, you're getting the sensations, the buzziness, everything that you've experienced. Just stay focused and just leave. Like, start accessing, whether if that's the target, the card 1 to 9, or whatever it is that you want to access. But just keep on starting off small for now. But yeah, really great work. Yeah,
thank you.
Okay.
Hello, first of all, and thank you so much for everything you're doing. I really appreciate everything I've learned from the ADA method and your experiences, Darius. Really appreciate it. So I don't know why I'm so nervous, but I am. So
no, you don't. No need. Just go right through it. There's plenty of people like, well, yeah. No.
All right. Well, so I've been doing. I joined the ADA method in May. I'd been trying to have out-of-body experiences before that, and I'd had some success, but there were just some things that you said that really resonated with me. I knew that this was an ability that we all had. I just felt that when I heard about it to begin with. And I just wanted to know how do I tap into that? How do I, learn that? And so, so my success has been, it's been much better since I've been doing the ADA method, but something, I don't know if it's the group energy or if it was my expectations from the group energy, but oh my gosh, my experiences this week have been out of sight. Like I'll tell 2 of them because I know it's short time, but the very, not the day that not last Saturday, the next day when I actually made my first full solid attempt, I wound up out of body, but I didn't, it was like I came into consciousness. I only remember the very end of it. I don't remember, but I was there with my family members who had passed. And so
yes, that's out of body. So that all right, I'll let you finish, but I just want to, once you hit that spot where you become conscious, like I said, we're leaving every single night. We're just unaware of it. So you just with the intention in the group energy, which is what I was trying to manifest here, so everybody could break that record, which it's proving to be very successful. But what happens what happens when you have that intention and you're leaving every single night and you become aware, you're contacting your relatives that have passed, and you have that short level of consciousness. Now, if you were to just stick with the protocols, you would have been 100% there, not getting pulled back or anything like that. But yeah, just continue. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay, so then, you know, I'm back in my body, I guess then, but then I'm aware immediately that I'm about to have another out of body experience. And that's just like the sensations. I just know there's a level of intensity. There are times when I feel like it's possible, and I'll have out of body, that's like spotty. I don't always have them, but there are times that you just know one is imminent, and it had that sensation. So I thought, okay, I don't want to, I have never had the sleep paralysis. I've never experienced that. And so I'm having a hard time knowing when to try to roll out, or, you know, that's something I'm learning over time. And so I thought I'll just wait a minute and see what's going to happen. And before I could think anything through, my body turned on a dime, like turned with my back facing the window so that I'm actually can see my body laying in the bed. And then I shot out of the window like a bullet.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun.
Yes,
it was just so amazing. I mean, I just, that alone, if that had been all the experience, I would have been thrilled. It was a blast. And I went for a long time. So I don't know where I traveled, but I wound up in somebody's bedroom, and I really feel like it's somebody in the group, like in the 500 people. I really do. But at the time, I was just so surprised to be in somebody else's house, and to like I didn't obviously know any of the furniture or anything, and it didn't occur to me at the time to look for a number, their number, you know, to see if they had a number written somewhere. I was just so like overwhelmed with the colors and the intensity of their own house. So I thought I'll walk through the house. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's just I was getting the goosebumps because like I remember I know the feeling like when you first like do it, and like you could see your body on the bed. It's just like you can't reproduce that feeling. Like you'll do it like a dozen more times and you'll keep on doing it, and then it just sort of like fades away, like that first sensation. But yeah,
no, it was fantastic. It really was. And so I thought I'll walk through the house. I need to like find something that I know. And I saw pictures on the wall. I'm like, oh, well, let me look at who's picture in the pictures. As I was looking to the pictures, I didn't recognize anybody. And then I saw someone that looked similar to someone I know. And I thought, is that Jenna? And then suddenly her face was in all the pictures.
Interested to maybe follow up with you a little later to see, because this is stuff that happens. So when you are in contact with somebody or somebody within the group, someone that you know, and you're out of your body, the signature is very important. So when you know someone's signature, you could be within their, you know, access their space or see certain things. Yeah. So it would be interesting to see if the woman that you just saw was also in, if they could confirm as well. But that's sort of what what happens. This is why I say again, I just want to say, this is why I say again, make sure when you do these things and you start accessing things, potential time events or individual field. Like I stopped doing that because it was just like the first time that I was doing it, or like way, you know, accessing these things, trying to figure out what it was. You know, you really need to be in a place of integrity once you do this, not overstepping any. Yes.
Okay. I understand. Okay. Well, so I thought I'll walk outside. I was trying to find something that I could hold on to, that I could remember and bring back, and that might mean something to somebody else. So I went outside and I noticed there was melting snow on the ground, and I'm in the southwestern United States. So it's really hot. Like, you know, it's not, there would be no snow melting. So there was snow melting on the ground. And I also noticed that there was a mailbox with red and like I think it was a red post with a green mailbox. So I was like, well, maybe I'll.
Yeah. I'm just going to stop you there because I don't want to, because once you're doing this, you do access real things. Like, so I don't want to give away, you know, the person that you're accessing any personal information. Yeah. So
no, I understand. So so I realized I could fly around and look around, and so I saw like either a university close. I was just enjoying the out of body experience altogether, you know, and just the colors and being able to fly. I just love that so much. That was just amazing. And the other thing about it was this is the longest out-of-body experience I've ever had. Mine are usually just maybe 2 or 3 minutes long. That's what I've had in the past. But what was interesting was that also in the past, when I've had an experience, I wouldn't have any other experiences for at least a couple weeks. And the other thing is I knew the number, but I didn't, obviously, I knew the number that was next to me, but I never saw the card, but I knew what it was. And it was the number I thought it was before I opened my eyes and went to look. In all my other experiences before Ada, it was just either I have them or I don't. I wouldn't be able to just roll out of my body and start from there. It's such a huge progression in my own abilities. I am like, it's exactly a step in the right direction. So that was my second experience. But the fact that I had 2 in a row, and then I had so many other, like maybe not out of body, but other experiences through the week. And I really think I'm feeling this group intention. I really do. And I don't know. I play with my own mind. I don't trust myself often. And I'm learning to just trust what I feel, basically.
Yes. Well, congratulations again. But this is, like I said before, this is the whole point. The reason why I started to do this in this way now is because I've tested it with a small group. And knowing what happened with the small group, I know that then I could expand, copy and paste that to a larger group. So this is going to sound a bit like, like the Yoda scene or whatever. A lot of people are trying to do this, and they're trying, but there's really, just in the trying, there's a difference when you do it like this, where you just know that you're just going to do it. So it's just like you're going right into it, you're doing it. And everybody involved in this at the moment too, having that energy, like you start to ping off everything else. That energy sort of supports it all for the high success. So yeah, and watch what happens too. So after this, now that you're in the first week of this and you're doing multiple success out of the body, and now like this is what I was talking about before. You understand the sensation, you know what's going on. Now, even when this stops and this ends, you're going to be able to continue that success. You see?
Yes, I'm hoping so. I mean, I do think that it was part of the success came from me wanting to be successful for the sake of the whole group, if that makes sense. It was no longer me just doing it for myself. It was me participating with other people and feeling like my success might be helpful to whatever your end goal is at the end of this. Like whatever, I know you said this is the first step is let's do this. Like, yes. Okay, well, I want it to be successful because I want your endeavors to be successful. And somehow that made this work even better, if that makes any sense.
Yes. Yeah. So basically I'll just give you like a heads up, and then I'll just move on. So we're keeping on track here. But after these small targets, then we'll start to expand the targets to more things like certain records and stuff like that. Yeah. But
okay, excellent.
All right. Yep. All right. We'll move on to the next one.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Did you get success with the target, the number 1 to 9?
Yes, this week.
Yeah, okay.
This week I did. So it wasn't. I know I didn't have a full OBE. But I've had like very, very lucid dreams. And I recall I'm actually visiting places that I visited as a child when I was dreaming, if that makes sense. So sort of like physical places in my dreamscape that are coming back to me now.
Yeah. So when you're a child, you're very connected to the other side. So if you're revisiting them now through this practice, you're just going back to the other side, whether that's the realms within this construct or completely out of it. And like I said before, just the consciousness, the protocols, focus on those when you're in those states. Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, now that I know what's happening, like I want to like focus in on it more and figure out like what these places are and what's going on, and really begin to navigate the spaces and be in full control and go to these other destinations.
Yeah.
You know, and access all that information, the records and stuff like that.
Well, like I said,
Yeah,
the whole point of this the whole month of this is the small success. The other larger things and things that you're already accessing in your spaces already, that you're becoming aware of what they are, and then you could drive yourself 100% consciousness. What you take from here, the more you just focus on the small thing the targets that I've already told everybody to focus on, this leads to larger things. But just focus on this for now. Personally, I just focus on this, and then the progression of the focus will increase. Yeah. So, all right. Thank you, though.
First of all, I want to thank you, Darius, for all that you've done for us. I've been practicing now since February, and nothing. I used to have out-of-body experiences, but it wasn't controlled. But last night, it finally broke through, and I'm so excited. I was in my tent, so all the walls were down, all the sheets were down, but the front tent I left unzipped, so I could get in and out if I needed to quickly. Anyway, I set up, and the tent was size queen, full. It was a full size bed, and I'm really tiny, so I was at the back. And I set up, and I
are you doing the
the
blackout scenario? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
perfect.
had my
Okay.
mask on as well.
Yeah. Okay.
And I also had earphones on. So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
only thing I heard was my breath.
Hmm.
So I sat up, and I said, oh my God, I'm burning up. And I took my arm and I swung the curtains up to get some air. And I'm like, wow. Also, I bought the salt lamp you told us to get, so I could see everything in my room.
Yes.
And I said, oh, okay, well, I'm tired. Let me lay back down just for a second. And I laid down, and all of a sudden it was like everything was pitch black. And I'm like, oh my God, what happened? What happened? And I opened my eyes. I couldn't see anything because I had the mask on.
Mm.
So I took my mask off, and everything was down. I said, oh my God, I was out of my body.
Yes, you were.
Because first of
Because
all,
you
I
have
couldn't have
you have
reached.
the mask on, so yeah, and you
Yeah,
open up the
I saw the whole room. I
yes.
saw the room, the lamp. So I'm so excited. Thank you so much. And I'm going to continue. I work on it every day, and I was really frustrated. And so last night was really, really special
Yeah,
for me.
Rose, this is what I was talking about as well. It's once you come out, it will feel no different from the physical body, and something like
Yes.
this is why I say, like, you know, just do a take at the body just to confirm, or if you feel anything off. But like that should have been the marker for you. You know, you're opening up and you're able to see the whole room of light, even though you were
Yes.
shutting down the body with your eye mask on. So, but yeah, perfect.
Thank you.
That's great.
Thank you, everyone, because everyone's testimonies really helped me. And I'm just so happy to be here.
Yes, thank you.
It's just helped more, I guess, with the group. But I guess I'm just trying to reach a more controlled state, because my first experience, I guess I was trying to see a number, because I had my mom write down a number and put it on the kitchen table, and the kitchen table is downstairs, and I couldn't get anything to happen. So I remember just like watching other videos you have on the website and whatnot.
Yes.
And I just like asked like my spirit guides for help, or somebody to like help me achieve an out of body state. So I remember as I was like drifting off back to bed after I like asked for help, I could feel like probably like 20-30 minutes in, I felt like tugging at my leg, which kind of like creeped me out at first. But I remember like I had asked for help, so like let me not freak out. So it probably happened like 2 or 3 more times. And I didn't experience no sleep paralysis or anything, but I remember falling on the side of my bed. Like I remember falling out of my bed, and this prompted me to, I guess, like open my eyes. and I saw that I was on the edge of my bed, and I could like see a lump in my bed, which I figured was my body. So I stood up and I like looked in the mirror, and I could like almost see like a ghostly shape of myself, which kind of was like it was, I think this excited me because I was kind of like amazed that it happened. And I was like, oh, I finally came out of my body. But I think that's what like snapped me back into my body. But I was just happy that I was able to just come out and like be in my room and just experience like I said, it's like a feeling I can't really like describe. Like the feeling of like the energy I felt like through, I guess, my like energy form. But then so I tried again the next night to see the number, and there would just be these weird conversations I would hear, but I'd sit and try to observe them and not like engage. And I could just hear like people having conversations about the number 2. And then for some reason, I guess it's just a part of the process, there's this loud ringing, and then there's like kind of like a pop. And again, I didn't experience the paralysis or anything, but I felt like my body like almost like levitating like upwards. And as I was like levitating up and I felt like being pulled like out of my bed, I didn't want to look because I didn't want to like freak myself out. But after a while, I like opened, I guess, because I figured that, you know, like this, I wasn't in my physical, so I'd be all right. And so as I opened my eyes, I could see like I was on top of my house. And instead of like freaking out or trying to control what was going on, I just went with the process. So I just kept floating up and up and up. I could see like my neighborhood, I can see my city. And there was like this tunnel of light that kind of like encapsulated me as I was like in space. And it kind of took me into the void, I guess. It took me into this darkness. And as I was in darkness, like all these, I guess I want to say scenarios, like I could see things like generate from the darkness. And I remember moving from different scenes to different scenes. Like I wrote all this down after I like woke up. Like I remember the last scene I was in, it was like some old timey, it seemed like I was like a slave and I was like being led to my execution. But I remember I was conscious the whole time and I was thinking, oh, I don't want to be here. Like this is the time I should wake up and like write my experiences down. So I remember I closed my eyes and thinking about being in bed, and I felt like I dropped right back into my bed. And the whole experience, I just woke up and like wrote down immediately everything I could remember. And
I'll just stop you there for now because we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah, for sure.
But I want to just tell you this. So you ask your guides for assistance, all right, and then all of a sudden you start to feel like you're getting pulled out of the body, and you have the target of 1 to 9. So I'm just gonna match this up to you or put this together for you if you haven't already. So you ask for assistance. You have the target 1 to 9. Now you are shutting down the body, and then you start hearing this chatter. Let's just say from your guides, the number 2, 2, 2. Yeah. So assisting you, because when you ask for help, the thing is, all these beings are here, just outside of our visual. We can't see it physically, but they're all here. So when you ask for help and you're getting pulled and you're hearing the number being chattered to you, then that should, you know, there's the connection there. And then you're getting pulled up and out to see certain things.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, beautiful. How you doing, Darius?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thank you. So yes, I did hit the milestones during the first week. So first time I just started seeing the number 9 on top of my fridge, and just immediately I just dropped back to my body. It was a just slam. And at that time, that was the first time I felt something like that. So I knew that I was out or just seeing the number there. And I was like, I'll try again. I did it again. And I was on top of my fridge again. And I was just spinning my head around, and I saw the number 6.
Yep.
The other way around of the 9. Then I woke up and number was 9. And the fourth.
Yeah, see, 6 and 9s are difficult. Yeah.
Yes.
I wouldn't do those. Like, yeah, pick a, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fourth night as well, I tried it with my partner. So she wrote one number, I wrote one number for her. And when we woke up, we couldn't guess the number, but we both told each other that, like, we had a message that we wrote the same number, which was 3. So that was interesting. We couldn't guess the number, but we knew it was the same number. So that was another, but we tried 2 nights for the number, and it was
this is this is where you're starting to tap into what they call the I'll just call it the ether, the feel, the energy, because what you like, all the information's there. So just with the intention, whether you're seeing it physically or if it's coming into your consciousness, once you're trying to practice this with the target, like, it's there. It's gonna come through in the way that you're saying it as well, and also through the very start of this. Someone else did that as well. Their dimensional space stuff, the number was coming in there. So yeah.
And yeah, the 5th night, I think it was, for the first time I did experience the split up with the physical body. So I was in a different angle, but as soon as I was aware, because I never experienced consciously being in the set presses as well. As Temple said, so I'm still learning by time. But when I experienced that, I knew that was my soul, but that was in a different angle. So it was a milestone for me because I've never experienced that before.
Well, yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, and just like I said, next week, same targets. Just keep on doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So just to give a little bit of context, I had joined the YADA method in May, and I was part of the last workshop, and I have to say, thanks to the energy of the group, I was able to come out multiple times during that time.
Let me just cut in. B was part of the small work group and stuff that I've was doing. So yeah, thank you for participating in that, B. But yeah,
thank you.
Yeah.
Me in the group. But since that last OBE, where I had seen, I guess, how I died in my previous life, it was very intense. My body just shut it all down. I know, like you guys know, I had sleep paralysis pretty much daily, as long as I remember. And during those 6-7 weeks, I think it was, I had 0 sleep paralysis, no OBEs, no sleep paralysis. Then this opportunity with this workshop came along, and I thought, okay, I'm going to use maybe the energy of the group so that I can come back out. I had no expectations on last weekend. So I joined the call, and as soon as I went to bed, I mean, it was insane because I had 3 sleep paralysis.
Yeah. There
and
perfect.
Yeah, this is why I got so excited, because, and this is where, your this test, or this little experiment, if we could call it like this, it works. Because the energy of the group is just being amplified, and then now more people are able to come out, including myself. And I had 2 OBEs this week. Amazing how this workshop, the energy of this group has massively helped me as well. So yeah, I'm the one who's grateful.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you, B.